Have you ever noticed that the people who know the least about something are often the ones who are the most confident? It's it's this really fascinating psychological trap. And today, we're going to dig into how it works and more importantly, how you can spot it in your own thinking. I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? You see it everywhere. At work, scrolling online, maybe even listening to a relative at the dinner table. Someone is talking with just complete and total certainty about something, but you know they don't have the first clue. It feels like a total paradox, but it turns out it's a super common, very real human tendency. Okay, so first, let's talk about what we're calling the false confidence. This is really all about that weird and, let's be honest, often frustrating gap between what someone can actually do and what they think they can do. Just think about it for a second. We've all seen it. The amateur singer who's absolutely convinced they're the next big thing. Or that new hire who on day one thinks they know better than their manager. Or, and this one is classic, the person arguing passionately about some super complex topic they literally just heard about 5 minutes ago. And this isn't just plain old arrogance. There's something deeper going on. And yeah, it turns out this isn't just some random observation we all have. Psychologists have actually studied this exact behavior for a long time, and they've given it a name. A name that really helps us get a handle on what's going on inside our brains. And that brings us to what's known as the Dunning-Kruger trap. Now, this isn't some kind of disorder or anything. Think of it more like a glitch in our cognitive software, a totally predictable error in our thinking that, and this is the important part, can affect absolutely any of us. So here's how it basically works. It boils down to this really simple, kind of backwards relationship. The less you know, the more you think you know. That very lack of knowledge creates a massive blind spot. And it's that blind spot that stops you from even seeing your own incompetence. Okay, but why? Why does this even happen? It's one thing to put a name on it, but we need to understand the engine that's actually driving it. So what is the mechanism behind this trap? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The mechanism has this perfect name, the double curse. And it's called that because it's a two-part problem that just keeps feeding itself. All right, let's break this down. Step one, the person just doesn't have the skills to do the thing well. Simple enough, right? That's the first curse. But here's the kicker, the second curse. The very skills they're missing are the exact same skills they would need to recognize their own mistakes. They literally don't know what good even looks like, so they have no way of seeing how far off they are. I mean, this just illustrates the core of the trap so perfectly. Think about a chess grandmaster. They're not just good at making moves, they're also amazing at analyzing a game and spotting flaws. A beginner? Well, they lack both of those skills. It's not just that they make bad moves. They can't even recognize that the moves they're making are bad. Now, the source material we're looking at takes this a step further with a pretty provocative claim. It says, and I'm quoting here, "The inability to see one's own flaws is a sign of low IQ." So this frames that cognitive blind spot not just as, a lack of skill in one specific area, but as a potentially broader indicator of cognitive ability. So, after hearing all of that, we get to the most important question, right? How on earth do we spot this trap in our own thinking? And here is the beautiful, almost ironic part. The very first step to spotting the trap is just knowing that the trap exists. The fact that you're learning about the Dunning-Kruger effect right now, that's the first step to beating it. Just being aware that your brain is wired with this tendency to create these confident blind spots, that's the mental tool you need to start looking for them. So look at it this way. The trap is just blindly assuming you're competent, walking along thinking you're on solid ground. The escape? It's questioning your own expertise. It's stopping, looking down and asking, am I sure about this? It's that huge mental shift from being unable to see your flaws to recognizing that, yeah, you probably have some hidden ones you need to look for. So really, the big takeaway here is this. Real confidence isn't about having no doubts, not at all. It's actually built from understanding the limits of your own knowledge. The awareness you've just gained from this, right here, right now, that is your single best defense against that easy, comfortable lie of false confidence. So I'll leave you with this to think about. We all have those areas in our lives where we feel pretty confident, right? But which one of those just maybe could be a Dunning-Kruger blind spot? Because at the end of the day, the real question isn't just about what you know, it's about what you're willing to question.